Hey, what's up guys? This is Jason with RC Off-Road Racing, and today we're going to have a little talk about some batteries. Alright, so these are all my new batteries. I got the 2S's. These are for my Truggy, which takes two cell lipos, because that's the way it's got the I think they call it saddle pack layout, one on either side. So, and I also got I bought two of these and used one of them, and that's something we're going to get into, what happened to the other one. It failed on me, and I will talk about that in a minute. Also got all the batteries that I used last year, and we're going to take a look at all these batteries too. Now, the thing we're going to be discussing mostly is the internal resistance of the cells and what that means in relation to, performance and just longevity of the battery. So alright guys, so I recently got a dual charger so that I could, to make it easier to charge two lipos at a time, for my truck, for my electric truggy that I'll be running this year. So this charger has a feature like my other ones do. I have two other ones that have the same feature, but let me show you. Alright, we have the extra functions. We have battery status, which that'll tell you, like how, the voltage of each cell and all that, and the percentage of how full it is, based on the capacity, I guess. But, and then we have the battery internal resistance, and that's going to tell you what the internal resistance of each cell is. And I've been running, lipos in all my RCs for about 4 years. First year and a half, I was just using them, just running around the house. I've been racing about 2.5 to 3 years. I think it's getting closer to 3 years, but so anyway, I've used my batteries most recently, mostly for racing. So when you buy a battery, there's lots of different options out there. We have this one here. This is called a Yumi power. This is on the cheaper end battery. About middle of the road. Ovonic is right about the same. I think these have been around a little longer. I've seen these before I've ever seen these. Now these are my new batteries, guys. These are the ones I've gotten that I'm going to try to use out for my race series, my racing program 2021. And these were the ones that I used last year. And one of them is SMC. This one is a Z 5200 milliamp hour. Okay, these ones I actually just got also, and those have a unique situation also that we're going to talk about in a minute. And then here we have an Ovonic, and we're going to talk about my opinion on all these different lipos, and we're going to talk about the internal resistance on all of them, and kind of what that means to you, the racer, or the user. Alright guys, so the first battery we're going to test is the Yumi 6200 milliamp hour 50C discharge. Alright, so when you do this, you're going to want to test the batteries to get the best reading when they are at a room temperature. So these ones, I am out here in my garage where it's cooler, but these, I just brought them out here. I keep these inside since they're new. I just wanted to keep the temperature all the same. So, alright, so let's take a look. This is the Yumi 6200. Alright, so let's check the status. Alright, it says 4S lipo capacity. It's at 50, basically 49%, 15.4 volts. The cells are all around 385, 3858. So they're all real close. Alright, so let's go back to this. Go to internal resistance of these cells. Alright. Alright guys, so we're reading 2, 5, 3, and 5, and that's actually, what you want to see. 5 and under indicates, just generally that it's a good healthy cell. So yeah, that looks pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop it and do it again, see, because they do fluctuate a little bit. 1544. All right, 2444. All right, so something I seen a long time ago was under 5 is kind of where you want to be. So I would say all these cells are pretty good and strong, you know. Check it one more time. 2, 5, 4, and 5. All right, guys. So, all right, let's put the SMC on here and take a look at that. All right, so now we got the SMC plugged up. This is a 6500 milliamp hour, so a little bit higher capacity. And this one claims a 75C, where this one said 50. And all right, so let's take a look. Let's check the status of the battery. See where its charge is at. It's at 54%, 15.48. Now these are how they came from the manufacturer where I purchased them from. So, you know, generally when you put your batteries at storage charge, the preset from the charger is to put them at 15.2. It seems like they always come a little higher than that, around the 15.4 range to 15.5. So, you know, maybe we need to be storing them a little higher. I don't know, something to think about. If you guys know anything about that, leave a comment and let me know. Alright, so the capacity is about 50%. Let's see what the internal resistance on this pack is. Okay, 000. That's really good. You know, I've seen that occasionally on an old charger with different batteries, but that was the charger having a malfunction. So let's try one more time. Make sure that it's actually picking. One of them should have at least something. Okay, there we go. We got a 1. Okay, so, and that's a SMC pack. You know, which these are not a whole lot more expensive. These were about $50 a pack for a 4S. This battery, if you were to buy it on their website, I think it sells for, I think it's about $70, $79 maybe, something like that. And then you got to pay shipping. So it's just right under $100. So this is significantly a little bit more. And you see the reason why these packs sell for more. And that's because they have, you know, the lowest resistance of, you know, all these packs I have. Max amps, I would be interested to look at their internal resistance. So let's try it one more time. 000. That's really good. So I've got high hopes for this pack. This pack will be my pack that I run in the mains with my e-buggy. This battery is a battery I'll be using for my heats. And alright, so now let's check out the 2S's and see how these are. And then we'll also check out some of the Gold Bat 80C 6200 milliamp hour batteries and see what the internal resistance on those are. Alright, I'm going to try to speed this up a little bit because I know this is taking a little bit of time. So, alright, the battery status here. We got the Ovonic. It's sitting at about 29% capacity, so it's a little bit lower where it would have the cells at about 3.7, almost 3.8. So I might top these off a little bit, but for now, let's look at the internal resistance. Okay, 1400. That's pretty. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of the 4S. So 1 and 4. That's pretty good. So let's take another look here. 0 and 5. All right, guys. So let's take a look at the other Ovonic 2-cell 6200. All right, got the other one plugged in. So let's take a look. We're just going to go right to the internal. Well, tell you what. Let's go ahead and see where the battery is at. See if I need. This one's right at the same as the other one, just 378. So maybe this manufacturer thinks that's where you know, the proper storage voltage is. So, all right. Let's see what we get on this battery. 1 and 2. Now that's really good. All right. So that's pretty good, guys. So now we're gonna test some of these older battery packs. These are the oldest ones that I got that we're gonna test. These are 3-cell lipos. These are Vant. I've had them for a while. I used these in my first RC car, so I've had these about 2.5 to 3 years, probably something like that, maybe a little bit longer even. So we'll see what the resistance on these packs are. We'll check the SMC pack, we'll check the Z pack, and we will check these gold bats. I got two sets of the two 6200 gold bats, and we'll check this 5000. So let's do that real quick. Alright guys, so we're going to start off with the gold bat 6200 ADC. Now, you've seen this 50C 6200 was the internal resistance was pretty low. They were 5 or under. Now, I've already measured these packs when I first got them. That's why I have two sets of two, because when I first got these ones, I thought that they were defective, because when I put them on my charger and checked the internal resistance, they showed a very high number. So let's take a look at that. Alright, so it says battery disconnect. Usually that means that it's not picking up the connection. So let's try this again. Okay, there we go. That one's reading 0 across the board. Now, I know that's not correct. I don't see how that could be, because these packs have read 25 and 25. So let's try again. Alright, let's do the battery status first. Alright, there we go. 7.62, 38%. Alright. So it's reading the battery. It should be able to read the internal resistance. Okay, so yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Alright, you see we have 49 and 20. Okay. Now I could do all these packs and they would look identical to that. The reading would be the same. So, you know, these packs are still something I'm trying to figure out and understand. You know, let me speak about these SMC packs. Now, if you see SMC, these are SMC True Spec DV. Now, what that really stands for is that these packs are supposed to be a little higher internal resistance than as low as it could be, but that's to try to make the bat, you know, so we sacrifice, you know, a little bit of punch for longevity. Is, you know, if you check out on SMC's website, that's what they say the True Spec DV battery is purposed for. So now, and we look at these, and these are claimed to be 80C discharge, but the internal resistance looks like this. So let's try one more time. It looks like one cell's a whole lot higher than the other. Okay. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put another one on real quick, so hold on a second. Alright, got the other one plugged in. Let's go back real quick. Sometimes you gotta, you know, use the charger a little bit to get the pickup. So battery status, Lipo. Alright, this one's got a little bit higher voltage than the other one. Now let's go to the internal resistance. Whoa, okay, 35 and 23. So, you know, these ones are obviously have a lot higher numbers than what we've been seeing with, you know, the newer batteries that I've gotten. So now we're going to take a look at these two here, and then we'll take a look at one of these older Vant 3S Lipos. Alright, so give me a second, let me get this thing plugged in. Alright, this is a 5200 milliamp hour 50C claimed discharge 4-cell, and we are going to see what the internal resistance on this one is. Okay, 3, 7, 6, and 5. That's pretty good for this older pack. You know, I gotta be real honest, that's pretty good. Let's try it again. Alright, 3, 7, 5, 4. So, there you go, guys. This has been my least used Z Lipo. The other one, you know, has a bad cell. So, but overall, Z are kind of a cheaper brand Lipo, but they're not quite as cheap as a Gold Bat or an Wi-Fi or even the Ovonic. They are a little bit more expensive. They do come with a warranty. You can buy an extra warranty to get up to 3 years, I believe, of warranty on the Z brand lipos. But I was expecting the internal resistance to be a little higher, because last time I checked it, it was a little higher. It was around 10 on each cell. Alright guys, so this is the SMC battery that I got about midway through last season. And it worked okay for like 1 or 2 runs, and then one cell would always charge up a lot quicker than the rest. I ended up switching out the balance connector on it, and it seemed to maybe help a little bit, but let's take a look. It still has the same issue when charging it up. It's like one cell charges up, but it does seem to work okay. The capacity doesn't seem like it's quite right though. I think with that one cell being weak, it works okay, but the one cell is not a good match with the other one, so my ESCs will recognize it as being lower earlier than the other cells, so that cell will be down around 3.5, where the other cells are still about 3.7 when the ESC goes into low voltage. So, alright, so let's take a look at the resistance on this one. Okay, 1448. And it was that bottom cell that I have trouble with. It's showing a resistance of 8. But when I got this battery, its resistance was really low, like like the other SMC. But so, all right, guys. Let's see. I got one more I wanted to test. The 3S. Let's get that on there. We'll check that. All right, guys. So now these 3Ss I used them one time. I put them in my truggy, both of them to run 6 cell, and they did okay. They are not puffed up at all. Really none of my batteries are puffed up. I've never had that issue. I've seen a lot of people, other people with puffed batteries. That's an issue I've never had. But we will take a look at the internal resistance, and I know on this one I think it's like 50 on both cells. Yeah, 43, 43, 41. I said both. This is a 3 cell. Sorry. Let's try it one more time. All right, so right around the just above 40. All right, guys. So what does all this mean? What can I take away from this? All right. Well, what I've been able to learn through using various different lipos and checking the internal resistance, along with other things throughout their lifetime, their lifespan of my use. Pretty much what I would say. Now you noticed that, or you remember the SMC, the new SMC I got was about 0 to 1 on most cells, on all cells really. This one was pretty low too. The better batteries are going to have lower resistance to start. These two are the only one that are awkwardly high, or the only brand that are awkwardly high. These gold bats also, but these batteries are not puffed. They do run. They charge up to their stated capacity, 6,200. I can't believe that these ones have the best punch, because resistance kind of plays a big factor in passing the electricity through. So if these ones have higher internal resistance, they can't possibly pass current as quick as ones with lower, if the cells have the same voltage and the same capacity. So you got to kind of take these numbers with a grain of salt, but at the same time you got to realize, take the numbers. Now if you're getting a Z brand, these packs have been pretty good. These are pretty accurate. I would say Z would probably be a good quality, low cost brand to go with for racing or for anything. These high quality packs, from what we've learned, me and a buddy of mine, he's having the same issue. His Z packs, they have a little bit higher internal resistance, but they will last and they won't have a cell go bad like I had with this one. So right now it's reading that it's not as high as it's been before. I think today it's a little warmer. Well, it's a little warmer in my garage today, so all the packs have a little bit more warmth to them than they have. But so like I would say, like these ones have a high internal resistance, and I thought that meant that they were bad, so I got another 2 packs sent to me. But they've worked okay. So What I would say is when you get your packs, if you have a charger that can tell the internal or check the internal resistance, is check it and then kind of keep an eye on them. So you can kind of tell the health state of your pack, because as the cell gets worse, the internal resistance will go up no matter where it started from. So you can always kind of think about that and how it performs. And the last thing, guys, I want to say, there's pretty much 3 things that I do to try to maintain my lipo packs for as long as I can and get the best performance I can. And that is always balance charge your lipos. Every time, always. Always, and after you use them, always put them back at storage charge. Okay? You don't want them to be you don't want to leave a full pack just sitting on your counter for a week, because that will deteriorate the cells. And the last thing that I would strongly recommend is to not discharge your lipo cells below 3.5 volts, maybe 3.4 at the lowest. You get any farther beneath that, I think that's what causes the puffing, and you'll have a bad experience. So I have a lot of people that I've seen at the races. They'll show up and they'll be like, oh, that pack's charged and that one I think was dead, and they don't really keep up with it. But that really is a big influence on how durable and how usable your RC lipo packs are going to be. So I hope this video was helpful. If it helped any of you guys, leave a like, leave a comment if you have any questions, and I'll see you guys at the races. Later.